going on, guys? Peter J. Cruz here. Just released the Slate edition of Overloud's TH-U. Let's go ahead and check it out. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Peter, aka The Shred Geek, and I'm all about guitars, gear, and home recording, and I love to share what I know with you. So if you're into that sort of thing, or you want to learn some stuff, go ahead, join the fun, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification icon so you know when I release a new video. So today we're going to take a look at Overloud's TH-U Slate Edition. Let's check it out. Breaking news! And broken windows. Still editing the video, but I just got an email from Slate saying that they just added some stuff to TH-U Slate Edition. So I'm just going to give you a real quick overview. I'm not going to read the whole email to you because who's got time for that, right? 10 new rig player amps and 50 new microphones. So time to get jiggy with it. Is that even a word, jiggy? Anyway, back to the show. So TH-U by Overloud is basically a guitar amp effects simulator, similar to Bias FX 2, similar to modelers and hardware modelers and other software, you know, Waves, whatever Waves calls theirs, I forget what they call it off the top of my head, Amplitude, you know, the old guitar rig and stuff like that. I've used TH-2 for a long time, and that's the one I usually plug into and just I'll track with when I'm laying down DIs for recording. But now TH-U is essentially like TH-4. And they had TH-3, which was after TH-2. And now they have TH-U, which I guess is technically like TH-4. So here's the Slate Edition. And Slate Edition has some slightly different features than the full-on package or the other packages that they have from Overloud. So I'm just going to highlight those real quick. You have access to 32 amps and 39 cabinets, all modeled, you know, to the nines. They also have included rig player, which is actually also included with the full version as well. So you don't miss out on the rig player. And the rig player basically allows you to take a hardware profile of a particular amp cabinet setup, a whole setup, and basically load it into TH-U as if it's a preset, and tweak a couple of knobs to your liking. So they don't necessarily have to model, say, a 5150, but they can profile the 5150 and then give you the rig, and then you just load that preset, that rig preset, into your TH-U, and you're playing a 5150, and it sounds amazing. It sounds really, really cool. You also have own hammer impulse responses, and I think it's included with like 15 of them, and they're specific for Slate Digital for this version here, and they sound really good. A lot of the presets already include them. You also have 31 effects like pedals and rack mounts and studio effects and so forth, also as part of your Slate Edition. You also have amp tweak, which allows you to really get into the nitty-gritty of the amp itself and do some tweaking to like the different tubes and the different characteristics of the actual amp down to the component level. It allows you to do some tweaking of that. You can change out the preamp tubes from one type to another. Power amp tubes, you can change them out. You can do this, you can do that. You can add a variac to the output to adjust the voltage that's actually going to the amp, and the sound will then respond accordingly based on how you tweak the amp, the settings. And last but not least, standalone, because everyone needs a standalone version of the plugin, right? Rock on. So let's go ahead and check out the Slate edition of the Overloud's TH-U. So here we are. We're in TH-U Slate edition, and we're going to go check out some of the tones and some of the cool features. So starting off, of course, you got your interface here. Interface, you know, here's your master little section or whatever. You got your master controls if you need to do some tweaking of the delay or the reverb or whatever, and then your high, mid, and low. Noise gate, you can turn it on and off over here, which is actually a great feature. You have to sit there and throw one on the signal path. Pretty nice. Sensitivity, I guess, for purpose, high sensitivity matches the output level, the humbucker, the pickups. So if you got low pickups or high output, you can adjust them here. Stereo left or right, depending on how you're plugging it in. That's your master section. Live gives you a new interface look. I'm not going to bother with that right now. Gives you a different interface look. This way, if you're actually like using it to perform with, instead of using an actual amp rig, then it'll be easier for you to see the presets and that sort of thing. It's optimized for not so much for tweaking, but more for performance and seeing what's available to you. Here's your tuner where you can and it just shows up a little, and you can tweak it where you could do a like a dot instead of the little arrows or the boxes or whatever. Here's your mute, and there's a setting that when you turn the tuner on, it will actually mute the output as well. And you've got your mute, your BPM, which is let you cycle through whether you sync it to your host, whether you just have a specific BPM that you want to put in or something else. And this is one of the really cool interface features I really like. This is a zoom level and it's already set with presets. So you can start off with 25%, 50, 75, 100, or for us old folks who can't really see anything, we could do like the 150 or the 200. So that's pretty fun. So and of course then you've got in this little big window here. Let me close this up though, wait for a second. So this is your main window here, which shows you your signal path. So all the way from where you plug it in over here. So your guitar signal comes in from here, and here's your signal chain. So you start off, this one's got a baby wah, tube screamer, and I mean these are with the pedals that they're modeled after. You got your rectifier, cabinet, and then a parametric EQ with a delay, and then of course in the end of the signal here. So, and then you have on this end a little tab that opens up, and here's all your presets, and they've got them banked by clean guitar, pardon me, rock guitar, high gain, metal guitar, bass, and then there's other categories as well which are disabled in the Slate Edition. But if you were to fork over the extra dough, and I'm not sure offhand what the full upgrade cost would be coming from the Slate Edition to the full-on TH2, TH-U, gotta get that right, because I've used TH2 for years. And there's also another package that they have, Overloud, where it's TH-U, near like a metal version of TH-U something else, TH-U, and they're more of like a affordable bundle with limited cabinets and amps and effects based on a particular genre. So you can you get the metal ones, you'll get specific amps that will give you the more high gain stuff, the distortion pedals, your overdrives, your delays and stuff. Then you go to like one of the other packs and you might have less high gain amps in there. You might have more of the Fender-y type or the clean the clean amps or whatever. So they've got I think it's like 4 or 5 different varieties. I think they come in around $80. So for somebody who's only going to play metal, I mean, if you can't get enough out of the Slate Edition, you could do one of the like the TH-U metal pack or something, and there's probably upgrade pricing for that as well. All right, so then you have your interface here on the left hand side. Your little button that clears it out of the way or opens it right back up, and then you've got your various sections and your other categories here. Of again, they've been disabled for the TH-U Slate Edition. And then within each category opens up in this window down here the actual presets. So you can see as you click through the different categories, the presets down below change. So like for example, if I go to clean guitar, I want to click on Jangly Fox Rhythm, asking if I want to change this, save my changes. So I guess it's like a Vox with a compressor and a diode distortion. then of course your typical interface elements. If you want to click buttons on and off, you can. You could probably adjust the knobs and whichever. So Texas Blues, and it's got SC. I'm guessing for single coil, because single coils are cool. This is pretty neat because it's actually got 2 tube screamers lined up, one right after the other. Not very bluesy. Okay, let's see. Super ambient dreamy. This probably sounds pretty silly. And I'm not going to cover all the presets. I'm just going to kind of jack around with them a little bit. Oh! Now that's wild. Pretty slick. Metallic clean active pushed dry clean. Let me try that one. So why are they using an SLO 88 clean? Oh, it's kind of low in volume. On the interface. Alright. So drive is like way up already on this SLO. Now if you wanted to add, let's say, a pedal or something, you can come to the other side, you know, like on the, of course you got your presets on this side, then you've got a component side over here where you've got your different components. Now you can go ahead and do, it's all broken down, so you've got your amps, your cabinets, overdrives, distortions, all the way down the line. Now they do something here where they have overdrive. So these are the 3 overdrives that are included with the Slate Edition. You have, sorry I can't see it, BD2, like a blues driver. So that's like a Boss blues driver. You've got the Diode 250, which is like the DOD. Oh, they actually tell you on the little pop-up. Now that's something I hadn't seen before in a model. Usually they try to avoid, you know, telling you specific names and stuff of gear. But they actually tell you what it is here in this one. So for example, on this Tube 9, it shows modeled on Ibanez Tube Screamer. There's no doubt there. Then there's also modeled on the DOD 250 and then the BD2. Let me throw a Tube Screamer. Actually, I'll grab the Tube Screamer, just drag it out here in front, and bada boom, there we go. So let's do a little bit of drive, a little bit of drive, a little bit of tone. Let's crank the level and slam the front. So cool. Alright, so that's enough of that clean guitar stuff. Wasn't terribly clean. It was kind of like half dirty, but you know, it is what it is. I don't want to mess with that. So rock guitar, now you got some, here's a SLO 88 lead. We kind of drag this over to the side. Of course, you could adjust your drive all the way up. So they've got a hot-rodded British-ish rhythm. They got a hot-rodded British solo. Ooh. So you would turn it on, I guess, by clicking on the little button there. Of course, you had a floorboard and MIDI. You could automate it. Look, Mama, no hands. Where'd my mouse go? The delays are really nice. Turn the tube screamer on, turn the drive up. Jimmy single coil. Oh, this is on a rock one. Not bad for a rock sound. Alright, let's go to the high gain stuff. So this is a dark rhythm, modeled after some kind of mesa. Lifted it right off the rack. Alright, boosted recto rhythm. So it's got some fun stuff here. Not bad. This is modeled after a Randall T2. This one's going to be a boosted recto solo. This has got a delay, parametric EQ, cabinet. It's in a vintage. Let me turn it up. I like the gain up. Cool. There was a modern prog rhythm. Let me play with this one. Also on a... Don't look like it's changed much. Oh, they lost the delay. So it sounds like it's like the same preset. I love this sound. Alright. Anyway. And then, of course, there's bass presets and whatnot. So, and of course, I'm not going to do all the presets. But, this is where things are going to get interesting. Yeah, make the interface a little bit bigger. This, when you look at all categories here on under the components section, lists everything that's in the everything in the game, so to speak. It's in the game. So one at the very top is the rig player. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove all this stuff. Just remove, oops, remove, no, remove, and remove. Now I'll just drag the rig player out on here. And basically, what the rig player is, it's like a hardware profile, kind of like a Kemper will do or an Axe-Fx will do when it will profile your amp or your setup. This is the exact same thing. However, it's done by Overloud, so they can sample or they can profile whatever rig that they want because they have the technology to do it. But the thing is, they have it. You only have the player. They have the actual profiler. So, for example, on this rig player here, you've got an Overloud custom clean. If you go to the presets, there's a PV6505. I mean, they don't model a 6505, but they've got a profile for one in the rig player. So let's go and check that out, because it's all about the metal. And then once you have it loaded up, let me close the window here. So once you have it loaded up, you can turn the rig on and off, which will turn everything off completely. If you want to buy some more rigs, you click on this, and I guess they're going to either allow you to buy them, probably not individually, they're probably going to come in packs. And there's currently one on their website now, which is like a British pack of some sort. And there's a whole bunch of like different amps in there. So you can pay your money over and get some more rigs, which is probably why they have the ability to profile the amps and didn't put that in the software for you to do it. Then you could turn your amp on or off, so you could then use the profiled cabinet emulating or whatever, the IR. And then you could also turn the cabinet IR, the cabinet profile part off, because I guess it got profiled separately, in case you want to load a custom IR of some sort or whatever. Meanwhile, you've got your other knobs here for tweaking and so forth. And then your regular amp knobs are on the bottom. Your gain, your bass, middle, treble, presence, and volume. And this, of course, shows your rig player being on or off. So, of course, when you turn it off, the tube turns off, which is kind of slick. So, all right. So this here is a 6505 with a 4x12. And if you wanted, you could then start adding stuff to the profile. Like, for example, let's say I wanted to add delay. Boom. Now I've got the 5150 profile. So let me turn that off for right now. I'll go back to the profile, to the rig player, and they didn't really give you a lot of options, and there's a black star in here. Let me do a crunch boosted and listen to this. Turn it up. I never played a Blackstar HT40, so I don't know if it sounds or feels that way. But I will say the 6505, to me, felt and sounded like a 6505. At least the ones I played. And let me see what else. Overloud Custom is a Carol Ann Tucana 3 Crisp. I don't know. And then there's a folder up at the top that says TH-U Full Extra. So that's going to have a bunch of other presets that you can load in, Framus and whatnot. But a Seriatone, oh cool. Bugera. Oh, I don't want to do that. Stop it. No, it opens up a thing. Never mind. But you can't load any of the other presets because they're limited, I guess, based on the Slate Edition. So, but I tell you what, though. Ah, come on. Go back to that 6505. No, let's go back to, yeah. And that is the rig player. Let's see what else we got in here. Go back to turn components, presets, close that out of the way, high gain. And here's another rectifier rhythm. So final verdict. Overloud's TH-U Slate Edition is a great edition. If you've already got the Slate bundle, I mean it's a gimme. But if you don't have the bundle and you're into any kind of like home recording or anything like that, you really should strongly consider the Slate bundle, just because of all the value it does bring with all the different plugins and whatnot. But now that they've added TH-U Slate Edition, I mean, you've got something that you could put on any recording you want. You record a DI, and you've got all these amps available to you and effects. They sound great. They feel great, and the rig player is just a game changer. So even if you have to buy the packs from Overloud, I mean, you heard it. The 6505 was just freaking killer. You know, that was a really, really good setup. So for the value of it and for the sound of it and the ease of use and the interface, everything else, definitely 2 thumbs up. And it's going to be my new go-to for recording, for tracking, and everything else. And on the final mix, we're going to see. I mean, I'm tempted to actually try that on a couple of final mixes and see, how it's going to sound compared to using good old-fashioned tubes on the songs. So, definitely check it out. So for those of you that have the Slate Everything Bundle already, if you haven't already, make sure you update your software to the latest version or whatever, and get your TH-U installed and get cracking and start enjoying some of these tones. Meanwhile, check out one of these other videos and some of the other software modelers I've done reviews and plays with here on my YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.